So, what is the difference between a cutoff wheel and a grinding wheel? This question comes to us from someone I was talking to the other day. I'll just leave it at that. That they weren't quite sure what to use, and they weren't real sure what the difference of the two devices were. Okay. Now, what we're talking about is for an angle grinder. Okay. This beast right here is a 4.5-inch angle grinder. Okay. This one happens to be made by DeWalt. All right. It's a really, really good one. I've had it for years and years and years. Okay. Basically, what this tool is used for is a couple of things. You can sand with it with the appropriate sanding attachment. You can cut through steel with it, and you can also just grind. Okay, now what's the difference between cutting and grinding? Cutting is just that. You are cutting through a piece of steel, or like rebar, or angle iron, or something like that. You're just going to use the appropriate blade and cut directly through it. All right, or if you need to make a cut out in something. All right, that's how you do that. Grinding, on the other hand, is just removing the surface material. Okay, so say for example, you got a piece of equipment and it's got kind of an ugly weld job on it. It looks like someone blew a snot rocket and it's just like crap everywhere. It's just a bad job of welding. So what you actually do is get an angle grinder and clean that up a little bit. Okay. Now, as far as the wheels go, all right, a couple things you got to check for is make sure that based on the size tool that you have the appropriate size disc. Okay. Now, these two look really, really similar. Okay, this one's got a little bit of a recess in it right there, and this one's totally flat. All right, now which one is which? This one is for grinding. This one is not. This is for cutting. Okay, you can tell on the thickness on the two of these things that this one is a whole lot thicker than this one. Okay, plus there's kind of an angle bump on this, right? Okay, it kind of goes in right here, right there. And this one, on the other hand, is just totally flat, okay? Now, the reason for that is when you're actually doing your grinding, okay, you want to use the thicker one because you're going to be hitting it at an angle, okay? So you get this thing into your tool, you turn the thing on, it gets up to its 10,000 RPMs or whatever your tool goes to, and then you basically just drop that edge down and start grinding on your workpiece, okay? Now, since you're exerting an amount of force on that, you want something a little bit beefier, a little bit thicker than something like this, okay? Now, understand, these are made very, very similar, all right? It's basically, you can kind of see a little bit of the texture. It's kind of a woven texture with abrasives that are built into it, okay? Same thing on this one. Like I said, they're built about the same, okay? They're very, very similar. Now, granted, you can buy one or buy different ones for stainless steel or soft metal or, whatever, and there's a bunch of different kinds, but essentially they're basically made the same way, okay? But again, when you're doing some grinding on something, you want to use the thicker one, not this, because you start pushing down on this one, guess what's going to happen? It's going to snap, okay? You're going to have a bad day. And again, the rating on this, hope you can see it, right about there, 10,000 RPMs. Okay, that is moving a whole lot faster than most of your other tools in the shop, other than maybe your Dremel or your high-speed rotary tool. Okay, so if that thing blows, you're going to have chunks flying everywhere, and you're going to have a bad situation. Okay. Now, also a safety tip on using these things: make sure that one, you're wearing eye protection. Okay, and I'm not talking just regular, prescription glasses. I'm talking like full goggles or some safety glasses. If you got them, even better, do a full face shield. Cover up everything, because when those sparks start flying, they get all over the place, all right? They're getting on your lips, they're getting on your nose, they're all over your face and your hair, all that. So if you just, at a minimum, wear a face shield, okay? Plus, these things are loud as hell. I'm not really sure why they're so freaking loud, but they are loud as hell. So always, try to make sure that you're wearing some sort of ear protection or little foamy inserts. All right, you can get them for like a nickel or something stupid. Put those things in your ear and save your hearing, guys. Okay. But anyway, that was a quick little video for you guys. So hopefully that can provide some clarification on there. Oh yeah, also watch the sparks. Okay, years and years ago, I was back when it was after I got out of the Marine Corps, but I'm still working on base doing my thing. I was using a plasma cutter, all right, not an angle grinder, but it's still throwing a whole lot of sparks if you're familiar with what that is. And I wasn't paying attention. First time using it and actually set myself on fire. Okay, I'm serious. the bottom of my jeans, you know, all the little cotton sprays and stuff, you know, it caught those sparks, and sure enough, I set my leg on fire. Right? Thankfully, you know, I got it put out pretty quick after I did the oh shit I'm on fire dance. Went ahead, you know, patted it out, and you know everything was good to go. But again, you want to make sure that you know exactly where those sparks are flying. Okay, so don't do this in your garage where you happen to store paint thinner, gasoline, kerosene, all that kind of crap. All right, use your brain. Okay, don't want the Darwin to take effect too early. All right. Questions, comments, concerns, complaints, whines, bitches, moans, and groans, leave them below. And also, check out the Facebook page if you got any questions or you want me to do a specific video on something, let me know. Thanks for watching.